Hi, I'm Danny and these are my Diecast Disasters. In this video I'm going to be making a post-apocalyptic style custom sort of go-kart thing out of an old Matchbox Superfast tyre fryer. So the old tyre fryer, a weird one, it's like a massive big Ford V8 stuck on a little cart pretty much. Definitely something I could imagine some crazy war boy driving across a desert. This example was given to me by one of my good mates. I think he found it at an op shop or one of the local markets. It's actually in not too bad condition compared to some I've seen, but it's missing those back wheels there. Matchbox produced this car from 1972 until 1976. They were all this metallic blue, except for a promotional version that they released for Jaffas that was orange. So I'd imagine that'd be quite a cool thing to own, an orange one. Anyway, I'll take the car apart here, drilling out a few rivets, sort of plastic rivet things holding the engine on here. And the interior is also riveted onto the base. There we go, there's our castings ready for the paint stripper. The paint wrinkling off there, then I can wash it off in some cold water. This is how they came out. A little bit of paint left on the side there. It sort of had some plastic coating on it. Maybe a bit of sellotape. Anyway, it comes off pretty easy afterwards with the wire brush on my rotary tool. I give them a good clean up, get rid of all the oxidation and scraps of paint. Next I'm going to do a little bit of fabrication. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of armour to the side there. I use a file to make a few dents and scratches in it. And I add some spikes to the side there, some big fat spikes on there. Some more armour over on the other side. Next I put some spikes over the front wheel wells. A little bumper on the front there out of a piece of wire. I'm going to be putting some big wheels on the back, so I need to put a new axle covering in there. I'm going to use a couple of pieces of aluminium tubing here. Use my Dremel to drill out a hole for the axle to go through. There we go, axle casing's fitting nicely in there. Use some super glue to glue that in place. That's looking good. Now I can move on and start painting the car. So I give all of the pieces a nice coat of black primer. I decided not to put any suspension in the back there because I wanted it to sort of be like a crazy go-kart. Now I'll set those aside for a bit and move on to the interior. A little bit grubby there, so I'll give it a wash in some hot soapy water. Here it is after a clean up. I'm not going to be using that rear axle casing, so I'll cut that off. Then I painted the interior in black. And next I painted it silver. And then I detailed it, pretty much just painted the seat there in a sort of a rough leather look and added a black wash to it all. Next, the motor was painted in steel. And then I detailed it a bit more, painted the rocker covers there, put a silver weathering powder all over the motor to help the high points stand out. And I've also added some washes in the shadowed areas. Next I assemble the car. Now I'm going to detail all the spikes and the armour in silver. I'm using the silver because it's a bit brighter than the steel colours I have, and then when I add a black wash and stuff later, it'll stand out a little bit more. Here I've printed out a wee skull on some A4 paper. To apply this, I'm going to start by sanding the back of it as much as I can to thin the paper down. It's a little bit difficult with something this small. And here I've got a little drop of PVA glue and some water. And I'm going to use that to apply my paper skull to the bonnet of the car. And of course, being PVA, this will dry nice and clear. You can get the paper nice and soft and press it into all of the lines. And here it is after it's dried. Next I'm going to start painting on some rust, and I also used various pigment powders to add rust as well. So here are the wheels I'm going to be putting on my crazy Mad Max Go-Kart. Some big monster wheels for the back there, and some off-road wheels for the front. Obviously I don't want them white, so I start out painting them black, and then I painted them steel and added some rust and dust weathering powders. And so I just had to put these onto the car basically, and it was ready to go. So just before we take a look at the finished item, let's take a moment to look back and be reminded of what we started with. We began with our odd looking little tyre fryer. It must have fried its back wheels off with that massive V8. It's sure one of the odder of the old Superfast. Let's see if we can give it a cool post-apocalyptic makeover. And here it is, our finished post-apocalyptic V8 Go-Kart, made out of an old Matchbox tyre fryer. It's got some massive new big back wheels now to replace those missing ones. It's been armoured up a bit, a few spikes over the front wheels to stop anyone jumping on it. See the motor detailed a bit there, and it's got that skull on the bonnet now. Do you think you'd be crazy enough to jump in and drive it? You can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks heaps to everyone for watching and supporting the channel. Extra special thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters who help to support the channel. You can check out the link below to my Patreon page if you'd like to help out as well. Thanks heaps for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to subscribe and click the bell so you can see more similar videos when I release them. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.